Hello. I know it's been a while. Been doing some soul searching and trying to figure stuff out lately because I've been seeing the how my path has been, where my path has been leading, and it's nowhere good. So I've been trying to do some work on myself spiritually, mentally and emotionally. Just trying to figure stuff out. Um, Anyways, for now, I just want to I gotta get something off my chest from what I've been seeing, about something I've been seeing. And it really bothers me. I gotta talk about something that really bothers me here. All this homosexuality, these drag queens, these trans people, um, all the LGBTQ community coming out, way out in the open, and thinking that it's okay to perform drag shows around children, not seeing anything wrong with it, with the way that they're dressed, with the fact that they're men dressed up like women, imitating women. Um, and uh, like the kid is going to be totally confused about what they're seeing. They're not going to be able to understand what they're seeing. Someone's going to have to explain that to them. And they're still going to be confused because they're just kids. So why have something like that around them? Because they're not going to be able to understand. Um, Jeffree Star pretty much touched something. Pretty much talked about something like this, about little kids being sexualized at such a young age, not just by parents but by social media. But they're also being what do you call it, sexualized through TV. Um, like they're being groomed by things and people everywhere. Um, and being told that there's something that they're not. And these people are predators and just plain weird. Uh, and shouldn't be allowed around kids. It's demonic. I'm just gonna put it right out there. It's demonic. These people are being very demonic. They're going after kids. There's also people, I guess, acting like they're part of the LGBTQA community, dressing up like women, going in bathrooms when kids are in there, going after kids, and I am nothing against people who are part of the LGBTQA community personally, because I have had people close to me that are part of that community, but they don't shove it. They've never shoved it down anyone's throat. They don't make it part. They don't make it who they are. Um, that's another thing. Like, people of that community want to be treated equally. They want to be treated. Hell, they even want to be treated special. Um, they they identify gender not from what's between the legs, but what's up here, I guess. And they make it like they are fighting for their own rights and are making it all about, they're the ones that are making it all about their what's between their legs, and um what what's in their heads, like people who are transgender are certifiably mentally ill. um I knew someone who was it's a mental illness. um and it should not be supported or celebrated to be transgender or to be any part of the LGBTQI community, um, because well, I shouldn't say that. Like I can't judge on that actually. It's not my place, but um, mental illness in any shape or form should never be supported or celebrated like that. Like people are celebrating it now, like trying to say trans women are women, that they're women, and it's like, okay, if they're women, then why do they got an Adam's apple, a prostate? Can they give birth naturally? Can they menstruate? Were they given breasts by biologically, instead of having to take hormones and hormone blockers to get them, um, or receiving top surgery? Um, were they born with a vagina, or did they get it um, after getting bottom surgery? If you're a woman, you were born with one. Um, the LGBTQA community as a whole is all based on homosexuality, and and I'm gonna be honest, it's demonic, um, it's satanic, it's a rebellion against God, um, and they like to use the rainbow, and they took that from God. God used the rainbow as a covenant between Him and Israel, to as a promise to never flood Israel again, when to never flood the earth again when the world would end. Well, here we are in 2026, and um, the world's ending again, and we are living in the last seconds of the last days. Um, Jesus is coming back any second. He did die for everyone in the world, everyone, including the LGBTQIA community. They can turn to him anytime they choose before he gets back. And no return and choose to obey him if they so choose. Everyone can be saved. Um, Being LGBTQIA is a choice. Um, it's a choice. You can either choose to continue in your sinful lifestyle, or you can turn to God and become holy and pure and be saved and live forever in heaven with Him, being happy, at peace, safe, never feeling any pain ever again, never crying ever again, never hurting ever again, or anything like that. Nothing bad ever happening again. Um, um, but yeah, men trying to be women, women trying to be men, it's an abomination and it's wrong. It's mental illness. These people are trying to be something that they're not, and these kids are being confused into being something that they're not, and it needs to stop. Uh, and I've noticed that there's a lot of men, like most men nowadays, are becoming transgender. Like they're disappearing. Like transgenderism is like taking over. Like is how I would put it. Like, but also at the same time, we got the KKK. We got Nazis, both dressed up as ICE agents, um, going after American citizens, innocent people, locking them up, even children, um, beating them up, um, letting them die locked up wherever they have them. Um, we also got Sharia law being enforced in other places right now. Um, got the Antichrist coming, the mark of the beast as well is starting to be enforced in other places. Eventually, it's going to be enforced all over the world. It's either going to be it's going to be a chip in the hand, in the head, or electronic tattoo. You're not going to be able to buy or sell anything without it. Then, especially food. Um, which means you're going to have to starve if you choose Christ. And then we also got, and that's about it. As far as I can think of. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of AI robots taken over. People think nothing of it right now because no, there hasn't been a single case of any AI bots turning against their handlers or anybody else. So nobody thinks nothing of it. They think that these things are awesome and cool because of all the things they can do and whatever. Um, they think that it's a good thing for these robots be with to be with these robots in a relationship or to excuse me, or to have these things working jobs instead of people. That's how these things are taking over, and everyone's accepting it. Everyone loves it. Um, no one seems to understand it. No one seems to believe it, and they better before it's too late. Because it's the great deception that was spoken about in the Bible that a lot of people are going to fall for is AIs. They can make anything look real. There are when the world does end, when the Great Tribulation does come, which is going to be hell on earth. Those who have denied Jesus, who have denied God and the Bible, are going to regret it because they're not going to be safe anymore the way they are right now. Because any demons that have been being held back, that are being held back right now by what is called the restrainer. as they call it in the Bible, I guess, or something like that, um, isn't going to be held back anymore when the tribulation comes. When the great tribulation comes, they're going to be let loose. No one's going to be safe. Evil is going to be everywhere. It's just going to be chaos, and as bad as it is right now, it's going to be a whole lot worse for those who are left behind, and no one's going to be able to escape except for those who choose to die for Jesus. And I hope that to see the I hope that those in the LGBTQA community do turn to God, or turn back to Him before it's too late, and realize that they are all straight men and women that belong to Him. Let's see. But yeah, like, being LGBTQA is not all of who you are. Like, when someone like me speaks against it, like, people flip out. Like, okay, not like, just because someone likes, like, just because, like, okay, here's what I'm trying to say. Okay, there are gonna be people that like you or love and care about you or whatever that aren't going to love and like everything about you. There's going to be some things that they don't approve of. Doesn't define who you are, doesn't define who they are. There's just some things that they're not going to like, or, well, not like, but not that they can't, that it's going to, that they're not going to be able to approve of, or that they just don't approve of. Not them personally, but, God. Like I said, I got people close to me that are LGBTQA. One is no longer with us. She committed suicide. I was with her. She was trans. She was trans. I was with her before I turned back to God. I'll just be honest about that. And I'm gonna always be honest about myself. I'm not ashamed of anything that I've done anymore. It's all part of all part of how I became who I am today. I mean, I am embarrassed about some things in my past that I'm not going to speak about, but most stuff, yeah, you know. But yeah, like, I don't mean any actual offense to anyone who is part of this community. Like, I know not everyone's like this. Like, okay, just because someone doesn't approve of a lifestyle that you're living or something like that, doesn't mean that they don't like you or care about you. It doesn't mean that they don't want to get to know you. Doesn't mean that they have anything against you personally or anything like that. Like, they like I said, me, I'm just like, I was just doing what I thought was right and following a gospel that I thought was biblical, but it's not. Well, it is in a way, because Jesus going around doing that stuff, but we're not Jesus. Like people like to come up with their own gospels by twisting scripture and making it sound convincing nowadays. And I kept on making the mistake of listening to other people instead of going on my own journey and starting my own relationship with God and figuring things out, um, which I should have done, and that's put me through a lot, and I shouldn't like. I gotta figure things out, man. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I made too many mistakes listening to other people in these Christian groups. And if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have lost um, my trans girlfriend um, to suicide. I probably could have done something. Um, but yeah, uh, I still love everybody, is what I'm trying to say, like I'm supposed to. Um, I have nothing against people who are LGBTQIA, who are Muslim, or whatever. Um, but it is a sin, and I'm gonna address it as a sin. But I'm not gonna like go up to you or post on your pages or whatever, or your profiles or your videos or whatever, saying that you're doing this, that, and whatever. You're going to hell. No, um, that sends the wrong message. Um, although they, because it's like they were trying to tell me like it's loving to warn people that what they're doing is leading them to hell, like that they're headed towards hell. Like that you're supposed to that it's okay to warn them. That you're supposed to warn people where their path is leading, like where they're headed before it's too late. And um, that was wrong. That was doing more harm than good. And I learned from that, that just makes people think that God hates people. And it hurts people. It's driven people to suicide. And I don't want to be responsible for that. So I don't, because I don't like hurting people. I can't stand it. I cannot stand hurting people. I have already hurt two people close to me, and one of them, like I said, is no longer here, and I don't want to do it again. Jesus message the message Jesus spread was of love for dying for our sins. We're supposed to love everybody. Tell everyone about him. Go around healing people, bringing people back from the dead, just spreading the gospel of Jesus, what he did for us on the cross, and come back from the dead and everything, like stuff like that. Christianity, people have changed Christianity into something that it's not, into a weapon. They claim that we're not fighting against we don't fight against the flesh, but we fight against what's oppressing you, what's influencing you, and stuff like that. Like, no. We fight against our own demons. We fight against our own flesh. We fight against Satan himself in our own personal journey. It's the other person's business what's between their legs, what's in their brain, what they believe, this and whatever. Our job was just to is just to plant the seed of faith in their mind of what we said, um, by telling them about Jesus, uh, and be on our way. Just like the parable of the sower, uh, in the Bible. I can't remember if it was Matthew something. It's somewhere in the New Testament. I know that. I can't remember I can't remember what chapter, what verse. I can't remember. Well, not what verse, but I can't remember what chapter or what book. But I do know it's in there somewhere in the New Testament. Um, and depending on the person, will depend on if they get the message or not, if they receive it and turn to God or not. Uh, let's see here. And yeah, like most believers today have turned it into something that it's not. And this is something that Jelly Roll actually mentioned years ago. Well, a year or two ago, I think. He says they turned Jesus into a weapon. I didn't know what he meant by that at first. Like I kind of did, but like I didn't fully grasp what he was saying, and now I do. Like I don't like what Christianity has become. This is not the Christianity that I grew up knowing. Like I didn't grow up a Christian. Like I'll be honest. Like I didn't grow up a Christian. I didn't grow up with any faith of any kind. Um, I just grew up as a '90s kid, and and eventually I ran into someone who, oddly enough, turned me to God. Um, he told me about the Antichrist, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to go to hell. I'm turning to God. That's where it all started. That was years ago when I was still with my mom and stepdad. Um, and let's see. Um, yeah. It's been an up and down journey since then. Um, it's a war. We're in a spiritual war, and sometimes you stumble and you stumble hard. But what's important is that you get back up again, dust yourself off, and keep going. Um, I know I did a lot. Uh, but that's about it. I'm not sure what else to say. Like, um, yeah, just to be clear, like is the one that has something to get again. I and God both, we don't, neither one of us approve of homosexuality, but we both love people who are homosexual or any part of the LGBTQA community. Just to be clear, I just want to make sure that's clear. Like I don't want to make it sound like, oh, he hates anyone that's gay. Um, regardless, no, that's not true. So please don't get that wrong. But yeah, that's about it. Uh, I just want to get this out there, and I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching.